YouTube! Like, share, subscribe, let's ride. Back again with another banger. Here with my partner, them. You know what I'm saying? Subscribers free, stop playing with me. Be back in the motherfucking office. I'm gonna be uploading all day today, so I hope y'all ready, man. We finna get lit today. This one right here gonna be a dope story, I feel, man. This is about what's brother name? Jerome? Yeah, Jerome, Uncle Jerome. Kind of like, you know what I mean? You know, from Snowfall. Teach the nigga how to squawk! I'm gonna jump into this right here. I needed that. Y'all already know how we get down, man. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the life of OG Puddin. Sylvester Scott was born on November 13th, 1954, in Los Angeles, California, where him and his family resided on 115th Street between Compton Avenue and Wilmington, in very close proximity to the Nickerson Gardens, a current bounty hunter Watts gang stronghold. In 1972, the Scott family would relocate to Compton, where they lived in a single-story home on Piru Street, off Parmalee Avenue. In the early 1970s, the Crips evolved into the East Side Crips and the West Side Crips, and later the Compton Crips. The sets would arrange rumbles with foes. The fights were hand-to-hand at first, which Raymond Washington preferred, but intensified to include the use of bats, chains, and knives. Meanwhile, Crips continued to claim new neighborhoods in Compton. This was at a time Compton was over 90% black. Raymond Washington, Tookie Williams, and Michael Conception began victimizing students attending neighboring Centennial High School. Within a short period of time, they gained a significant following. But when Raymond, Tookie, and a small group of followers attacked Puddin and Vincent Owen, it set off a significant chain of events. Puddin and Vincent, who both lived on Piru Street, refused to be victimized and fought off the attack. At the end of the confrontation, someone could be heard saying, "Don't mess with nobody from Piru Street, and take that Crip nigga with you." Puddin would create the Piru Street Boys and claim the turf around Compton's West Piru Street.
So that's how that shit popped off. Basically, niggas was like, up in there, they wasn't trying to get bullied. Niggas said, fuck that shit, nigga. Finna get out there and create Piru Street Boys. So at this point, they wasn't even blood. These niggas was just the Piru Street Boys. That's crazy. Learn something new every day in this bitch.
Which intersected at Central Avenue, just north of 136th Street. Puddin was described as a scrawny kid at the time, who enjoyed throwing the football around. The Pirus were originally associated with the Crips, but split off after a few internal battles.
Did not know that! So these niggas was fucking with the Crips at first, and then they turned blood? Interesting.
Because the Crips heavily outnumbered the Pirus, Puddin had to string together smaller black sets that bordered the areas near Willowbrook. They eventually became the Bloods and adopted the color red. Usually when a gang is vastly outnumbered, they have to be extra out with the violence. So at that time required the Pirus to up their firepower. And to be able to afford this artillery, they had to imitate the Crips by getting involved in the drug game. Puddin was a teen nobody wanted to mess with. He evolved into not only one of the biggest drug traffickers in Compton, but the head honcho of his most violent gang as well. Puddin wasn't known as a fighter. He would gain his notoriety on what he did when he had a gun in his hands. As the leader, he set the tone and created an atmosphere of intimidation. All the Pirus followed suit. Puddin single-handedly attacked every last Crip set in Compton. The real war in Compton kicked off in 1972, when Puddin and a few Pirus opened fire on the Crips. The quadruple shooting left one dead. Puddin had a massive target on his back, as Compton's most wanted, because all the Crips wanted him dead. But Puddin was very elusive. He would strategically keep switching vehicles after he carried out a series of attacks. Over time, his name began having a mystical aura attached to it, and people were beginning to think he was untouchable. Puddin would venture into the east side of Compton and shoot up the Red House on numerous occasions. The Red House was a notable home located on Pine Street that Tookie and the Crips would frequent.
Wait. So you telling me this place called the Red House where Tookie and them basically, linked up at a lot, got shot up a lot? So you telling me out of all the time that shit got shot up, man, one of those times nobody came up with a certified plan to stop that shit from happening? No one came up with a certified plan to stop that shit from happening? Like have lookouts that, you know what I'm saying? Like something? Nah. Alright.
Puddin had a hit list and wanted all the top Crips to get it. He eventually got Tookie. One day on
Y'all didn't want to switch up locations? Or at least fake like you did? No? Alright.
Street, Puddin ambushed and shot at Tookie with a .45. Tookie dove for cover behind a house, but he wound up getting hit in the legs. He was bedridden for a while and had a hard time recovering.
I never heard about Tookie getting shot. I never heard about Tookie getting bitched. Never heard no one touching about... I never heard any story about Tookie ever getting touched. This is the first time I heard a story where motherfuckers say he got shot. Never heard this story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was in the movie and I didn't catch it. But I don't remember that shit. That's crazy. Because motherfuckers look at Tookie like, oh, they made motherfuckers look like Tookie. People like they ain't from the west side, who ain't from Cali. Y'all made Tookie seem like that nigga that was just untouchable. This big ass nigga that would walk around fucking shit up. I never heard about any story. This is the first time.
Tam was killed by Crips in 1975. This set Puddin into a frenzy. Tam was like a brother to Puddin. Puddin would go on a rampage and wanted all the Crips to feel it. Crips were getting shot in the legs, ass, ankle, and feet.
God
in
damn.
one attack, the bullet grazed the Crip's head and sent his cap flying. He was hysterical after almost being killed by Puddin. During his terror spree, multiple Crip points would be hit on the same.
The Red House got hit. CPCC hangout got hit. The SSCC drug house got hit. And the Grandies got hit. That's crazy. Niggas was just getting hit.
Night. It got to a point whenever Puddin came around, Crips would run the other way.
And you had to be careful of that one person Puddin, man, because he had a green 69 Riviera. Whenever we seen a green 69 Riviera, we would run behind a building, whatever, because we didn't know if that was Puddin or not.
Niggas got
Puddin
the
would
fuck
carry out these
off.
missions by himself.
I can see that shit now. Nigga. Echo, that poop. Nigga, get the fuck. Nigga got the fuck out that bitch ASAP. Nigga saw that. Hey, cuz. Say, cuz. That poop. Got the fuck on. Niggas got the fuck on. This nigga
Decision was outstanding. He had a reputation for always hitting his target, even shooting from 30 yards away. Puddin would end up going to prison for a rape charge. When he got out of prison, he was no longer that scrawny kid.
I'm sorry, man. I keep stopping this shit, bro. But this shit crazy. Out of all the shit this nigga did, he done shot at nigga, shot at Took. Nigga done shot up an ass of Crips. They make it seem like in this story, this nigga just was like that Crip killer. Or that nigga that just shot up Crips for days. And the thing that took him to jail was a rape charge. A rape charge? Crazy.
He got swole up and muscular. In the late 70s, the Black Panthers had moved into South Central from their base in Oakland and began recruiting among the gangs in the area.
Okay.
They had some success, and their next play was to move into Compton. At that time, the Compton Police Department viewed the Black Panthers as a threat, seeing as the Panthers had success uniting a few gangs in South Central. The idea of gangs in Compton merging into one super gang would have made it virtually impossible for Compton PD to maintain control of the city. Their force only had 130 cops at the time. To combat the threat, Compton PD would have had to resort to bringing the National Guard. So a few officers from Compton PD and Puddin made a deal that if the Pirus kept the Panthers out of Compton, they would back off Puddin in his drug trade operation.
What?
The deal worked, and the Panthers were never able to get a foothold in Compton.
That's
In
crazy.
1987, Puddin would be arrested and later convicted of selling cocaine to an undercover police officer. He
Damn.
would serve his time in the Chino State Prison. In 1991, Puddin and more than a dozen other drug dealers testified against 6 LA narcotic officers accused of beating drug dealers, stealing money from some of them, and planting cocaine on others. According to federal prosecutors, the narcotics officers planted a plastic bag containing 118 grams of cocaine in Puddin's car
That's
and
even
arrested
more
him on
crazy.
drug charges. Puddin told the FBI and the grand jury that $16,000 that he kept in a paper bag was missing after deputies searched his mother's home, though he said he never reported the theft because the cash came from drug sales. When Puddin got out of prison, he got into into a relationship with Joelle, also known as the First Lady of Death Row.
Okay.
Things were hot and heavy at first, but they eventually went through a rough patch that reached a boiling point when Joelle shot Puddin in the chest.
Get the fuck out of here. That fine shit shooting niggas in the chest? The fuck? This fine shit right here shooting niggas. This fine shit right here shooting niggas in the chest? Damn, man. The fuck?
Claimed self-defense, saying that Puddin was physically abusing her
She
and
looked
was
crazy,
jealous
though.
of
I
her
ain't gonna
success with
cap.
Death Row. But others seem to think her statement was slightly fabricated, as Puddin was known to be a ladies' man, and he was constantly dealing with various women, which could have been a motive to initiate a domestic issue. Puddin was described as rocking a full afro, intelligent, and clean-cut features. He could have gone to a university, but instead he was among the most dangerous criminals, and arguably the most dangerous city in America at the time. In 2006, Puddin would die of health complications, stemming from his gunshot wound in the 90s. He was 51 years old. Puddin would set the blueprint and made the Piru what it is today.
That's crazy. I learned a lot about the Piru set. That's crazy, bro. Y'all niggas had a real soldier on your team. Putin wasn't playing. Bro died at 51 and shit, but damn, Putin wasn't playing. Like, this nigga was out there getting it in. Shit. And like, he spent some time in jail type shit, but shit, he was out here getting it, though. Shit, y'all let me know y'all comments right now, man, below. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe. It's free. Stop playing with me. Y'all already know what it is, man. This is the first of many videos I'm doing today. So I'm putting the upload. I might go for 10 uploads. I don't know. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Tony Rax. Rax Media. Get your racks up. Let's get it.